Yeah, it sounds really bad, especially because she had been telling people that her baby was with the child's birth father, which turned out to not be true, and that she was with her grandmother. Let's bring in our guest who is standing by to discuss this. We have criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. And Jeffrey, the changing stories are really problematic for Megan Boswell. But in this clip, if it's true, if this was a sudden infant death situation, then what can the defense do to try and change the minds of the jury, which perhaps right now is not looking very good?
Yeah, it is tough to go from lying to now we're telling the truth and now you need to believe her, and this is a SIDS death, a sudden infant death syndrome death. Because SIDS deaths are very common, and most times people don't know that they're going to be in trouble in a SIDS death, that they're going to be facing potential child abuse, neglect charges or something along those lines, but often they are. And if you know that, you might the police come to talk to you about it, and you may be prone to tell a lie and try and cover things up in some fashion. And so that's what the defense is trying to do here, is they're trying to say she was scared. She didn't know what to do. She's a young mother, and the police are investigating her. The police are looking for this baby, and all she is a scared young woman whose baby died mysteriously, because SIDS deaths are unfortunately all too common amongst young, uneducated parents who don't know how to care for their children. And she just didn't know what to do here. And this was a tragic death that was not any form of murder or manslaughter or anything of the sort, but in reality was just a tragic accident. And they're trying to show just how sad she was in that moment.
Yeah, argument to make.
Yeah, that's what the defense counsel is going to try to do here. All right, Jeffrey, thank you so much. Now, while the Megan Boswell trial is on a lunch break, let's get you caught up on another case. Today's motion hearing in the Karen Reed retrial. The defendant is accused of killing her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, in January of 2022.
And let's bring in someone who knows all about the Karen Reed trial. Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson is with us in studio. Matt, there was a key ruling, we understand, today from the judge on an expert witness.
Julia, Kelly, nice to see you both. Yeah, a big win for the defense, some is saying, after the judge makes a major ruling. The defense digital expert Richard Green can testify in the upcoming retrial. He concluded in the first trial that Jen McCabe's Google search, "House Long to Die in the Cold," happened at 2:27 a.m. While the Commonwealth argued that his opinion was debunked by their expert from Celebrite, here is part of his testimony at the trial.
We found a Google search that happened. First of all, the search was "How Long to Die in Cold," and it happened at or before 2:27 a.m.
In what state did you find that artifact?
Yeah, so the specific artifact, or it comes from a record, and the record number on this is 4028, I believe, and it was in a deleted state.
The issue of his testimony was argued at length during the last hearing. The Commonwealth actually wanted to bring him in for a Daubert hearing. They wanted to voir dire him, see what he has to say with this new special prosecutor. But the court made this ruling today.
I'm going to start with the Commonwealth's motion to exclude defense witness Richard Green's debunked opinions. So, after review of the pleadings, it's clear to me that the issues that give rise to the dispute do not invoke the gatekeeper function of the court. To me, it's rather a difference of opinions that need to be resolved by the jury. So I'm denying your motion. I'm not going to exclude the evidence.
So the judge ultimately deciding that the jury can decide the facts, you know, the battle of the experts, what we imagine will be the case again in the retrial scheduled for April.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the right decision here. Let the trier of fact decide who has the best information, whose expert is better, Matt. So there were a number of things that were discussed. What else did stand out to you?
Right, so the hearing mainly focused on the police video of where Karen Reed's SUV was taken after it was in police custody. So the defense is asking for the full video and for the Commonwealth to pay $12,000 for reimbursement of their expert who flew out to get a copy of that said video, but was told that it was recorded over.
Your Honor, Ms. Reed, as the court knows, is on trial for her life, and she's been expending precious resources for some 3 years now, defending herself against provably false allegations. And at the center of that storm of defense are these Sallyport videos. This entire situation surrounding this DVR and the Commonwealth's maintenance of that DVR and the footage on it is a complete dumpster fire, and Ms. Reed has to pay for the fire extinguisher. And that's not fair.
Their motion for costs has no merit whatsoever. And so what they're trying to do is incite facts, invoke this injustice they've created so that the court looks at the motion that they actually filed and gets it distorted. It is disappointing to stand before a court and file an affidavit as an attorney and have someone else have a cross affidavit. Frankly, in my career, when that has happened on rare occasions, I find that embarrassing.
Now, during the first trial, the inverted video of the Sallyport was turned over to the defense during the case. And recently, the defense received additional video of Brian Higgins making a phone call at Canton PD at 3 a.m., which he did not testify to during the first trial or to the federal grand jury. So the defense actually was saying today that he perjured himself. That's a separate issue. The judge did not rule on the matter of reimbursement today. She took it under advisement. But we did learn that a full copy of the police video might exist somewhere because the defense said that they learned today that an officer at Canton PD uploaded a copy of it to an iCloud account.
Wow, that's a lot that has happened today in just a motions hearing. Matt Johnson, thank you for that update. We know we'll hear from you throughout the rest of the day. Let's bring in, though, our guest who is still with us this hour, criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. I don't even know where to start, Jeffrey. This was a motion hearing that had a lot of big moments in it. But let's start there at the last thing that Matt talked about, that the full video might somehow be reappearing because it may be in someone's iCloud account. And we're post a trial where Karen Reed could have been found guilty, and yet there's still new evidence out there.
Yeah, I mean, it never ceases to amaze me what's going on with the police department in this case. And I think probably it doesn't cease to amaze the viewers either, because we keep seeing things going on with the detectives and the police in this case that just fly in the face of everything that we're led to believe, right? That they're going to always do the right thing, that they're always going to turn the evidence over to the defense. But anybody that actually works in the criminal justice system on the side of the defense knows that that's not necessarily the case. It is overwhelmingly true that most prosecutors and most police do things the right way. That is true. It is the majority of them, but it is certainly not 100% of the time. And 9 times out of 10, when it is happening, you have these 1 out of 10 prosecutions where you find out later that there was some evidence, or in the middle of trial that there was some evidence that wasn't turned over. And it just brings into question the entire criminal justice system. And it makes people wonder how many times it's happening and we don't find out. And so it just is not the right way to go about it, because if they have the right person, why do they have to hide evidence? Why don't they just turn everything over? Because if you're doing it the right way and you're arresting the right person, you don't need to hide evidence. And if your cases are so true and they are so correct, prosecute it the right way, police it the right way, and then you won't have people looking at you sideways.
Judge Canody also made another ruling today talking about the expert. The expert is able to come in for the defense, talking about when that Google search was done. She's saying, I'm going to let the jury decide this. It's going to be up to them, the trier of fact. I think that was a good ruling there.
Yeah, absolutely. A qualified expert should be able to go to the jury, and then the jury can decide whether that expert's opinion is correct. And the state can have their own qualified expert go to the jury as well. And if they disagree, the jury gets to decide which of the 2 qualified experts analyzed the data correctly. They present their information, and whoever is more persuasive, whoever did their work correctly, dotted the I's, crossed the T's, did the math correctly, will be believed by the jury, who, as was just said, is the trier of fact, not the judge, and not the prosecutor, and not the defense. And so you present your expert, as long as they are qualified and able to be put on as an expert, the jury gets to decide which of them is correct, because often the prosecution and defense experts don't agree. But that doesn't mean that one of them should be disallowed from being put in front of the jury.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I really liked what you said earlier about if you have the right person, if it's the right arrest and they actually did it, then turn the information over. But we're even seeing in the testimony of Brian Higgins, someone who was in that house. The defense says that the house is where John O'Keefe died. And Higgins turned over some screenshots from his phone of his interactions with Karen Reed. But we're now finding out that he made a phone call because it's caught on video. So again, that will be new evidence in a new trial that didn't come up in the first trial. How problematic do you think that is, keeping in mind that Brian Higgins got rid of his SIM card before investigators got to his phone?
I think it's going to be problematic for the prosecution because when you have a second trial, the transcript of the first trial can be used to impeach people. And so when something wasn't brought up and when something wasn't turned over previously, you as a defense attorney can bring that up, that you testified in the first trial and you never mentioned this phone call. And here is your transcript where you never mentioned it. Go ahead and read through this testimony, raise your hand when it says you mentioned that you made a phone call that night. Oh, I don't see that you raised your hand. Is that because you never bothered to mention it when this case was brought to trial the first time? Okay, thank you. And so anytime you hold back information, it's going to hit you in the face, especially in a second trial.
Absolutely. Jeffrey, thank you so much. We're going to get in a quick break and going to have more from the baby Evelyn murder trial for Megan Boswell. That's taking place in Tennessee. We'll bring that to you when we come back. You're watching Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
It's a whodunit Hollywood story.
Monica Cementelli is accused of plotting to kill her husband.
Celebrity hairstylist Fabio Cementelli.
The celebrity stylist murder trial. Today, only on Court TV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, Karen Reed back in court as she prepares to stand trial once again for the murder of Officer John O'Keefe. We have the very latest from today's big hearing.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
I still love to surf, snowboard, and of course skate. So I take Cunol Magnesium to support my muscle and bone health. Cunol's high absorption magnesium glycinate helps me get the full benefits of magnesium. Cunol, the brand I trust. I am Tony Hawk, and like many of you, I take a statin to reduce cholesterol. But statins can also deplete CoQ10 levels. That's why my doctor recommended Cunol CoQ10. Cunol has the #1 cardiologist recommended form of CoQ10. Cunol, the brand I trust.
I have a structured settlement and I call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now. I am an annuity, but I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth 877.
Call 877 cash now to get a $100 gift card for a free quote.
At Demesman in Dover, we understand what a monster task filing a claim can be.
Our mission, for you to spend less time fighting and more time with your loved ones and family.
As well as securing the compensation you deserve. Call 866-954-MORE today for your free consultation.
How are we doing, guys? We're good? Okay.
You're on very shaky ground.
That is unreal.
People wanted answers, and people started locking their doors.
I did not do it to hurt anybody. You know what it means. You know what you did, right?
Please hear me out. Please. This was a real-life soap opera.
And I said, OJ, everybody thinks you're guilty.
Give me something new. I want the real you.
That is the best idea I've ever heard.
Yes, of course we can get you more.
Rex, go!
Angus MacGyver.
You know that was fun.
Just give me more. His identity, a mystery.
Who is he?
His sword, lightning fast.
I challenge you!
His name, Zorro. Tuesdays starting 5/4 Central on Grid Extra.
Teens are navigating the most complex information landscape in history. Social media feeds mix rumors, memes, and influencer marketing in with news, opinion, and entertainment. It's no wonder young people don't know how to separate fact from fiction. News literacy education can help.
Fabricated content is misinformation that is designed to deceive you into thinking that it's real.
Find out how at newsliteracyweek.org.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking, let's go. You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes! Make a plan today.
She and Evelyn are living in this trailer by themselves out on Sugar Hollow. Is that right?
Yes, we go. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. If you need a minute, let us know.
Following a really tough one here today on Court TV. At any moment, testimony is going to be resuming in the murder trial for Megan Boswell, happening in Tennessee. She's 24 now, but she was 19 at the time, and she's charged with felony murder and first-degree murder in the death of her daughter, 15-month-old Evelyn.
The baby's body was found in a trash bag several weeks after her mother reported her missing. This morning, the jury heard testimony from the defendant's father, Tommy Boswell. He was very emotional, and he was talking about all the lies that his daughter was talking about. He was asked about his daughter and granddaughter's whereabouts and their living arrangements. Let's go ahead and listen to that.
She and Evelyn are living in this trailer by themselves out on Sugar Hollow. Is that right?
Yes, we go. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. If you need a minute, let us know. Okay. Did you ever go out and see Megan and Evelyn when they lived there at the trailer?
A few times.
Okay. Did you see the condition of the trailer, what it looked like?
Most of the time I'd stay outside. She'd come outside to be pretty because I look around, pick up garbage and stuff.
Okay. So
but a couple times I went in, but not that much.
Okay. Did she have Evelyn with her when you were out there? Okay.
Still with us, criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. Jeffrey, one of the things I want to talk to you about is this interrogation video that we have watched of Megan. When she is talking about what she says happened to the baby, she's not looking at the detective. She's talking about her baby being dead, eyes closed. But yeah, not once is she looking up at him. I mean, I don't know. Do you take anything away from that with the father talking about all the lies that she was telling?
I don't necessarily take anything away from that, given her age, quite frankly. I think it's a pretty intimidating circumstance to be in an interrogation room. We know how long they keep people in those rooms. We know how small they are. We know the relative age disparity between her and the detective. We know how extremely intimidating that circumstance can be for anyone, much less somebody as young as she is, who is really up against it in a circumstance like that, 2-on-1, the length of time she's there again. And so, no, I don't think not making eye contact, looking down, closing her eyes. I know she's telling a lot of lies there, but I also know she's very scared given what she's going to admit later about those lies. So I don't put a lot of stock in her body language or where she's looking while she's talking to them now.
Yeah, a really difficult case all around. Let's go into the courtroom now. Jeffrey, thank you for that analysis, and please stand by. We understand that court is back in session. We have on the stand the same witness who was on the stand before the lunch break, Tennessee Child Protective Services Supervisor James Lewis. He's talking about the home that Megan's boyfriend lived in and where Megan was living at one point after or a little bit before the disappearance of baby Evelyn. Let's go back now. He's on cross-examination.
I think where we left off, we had just talked about the photos of the items that you took pictures of at the residence where you located Miss Boswell. After you met and talked with her there, what did you do next as part of your investigation?
So after we spoke with Megan Boswell, we had received information of the address of Ethan Perry, where he would maybe be staying. And so Detective Faraz and I proceeded to go to the home of his address.
And what did you find when you were out there?
Ethan was not there. We had spoke to his parents and tried to inquire more information to the whereabouts of Evelyn Boswell.
Did you find Evelyn there?
No.
Okay. All right. So what did you do after that?
From there, after we spoke to Ethan's parents, we proceeded to go back to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, where we met with Megan Boswell to talk to her.
Okay.
More.
And who was present there at the Sheriff's Office when you spoke to Miss Boswell?
It was myself and Detective Faraz.
All right. And where did you talk with her?
There's an interview room at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. We spoke to her in the interview room.
Okay. And is that here in Blounteville, Sullivan County?
Sullivan County.
All right. Prior to coming to court today, did you have an opportunity to watch that interview that you did with Detective Faraz?
Yes.
And what you reviewed, was that a true and accurate depiction of the interview that you had with Miss Boswell back on February 18th?
Yes.
All right. Judge, I would move to introduce that as Exhibit 62.
Be full exhibit.
All right. And if I could, I'd like to play and publish that to the jury.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this video that you're about to watch has, well, what I'm going to call subtitles on it. Those are to aid you on the actual evidence is what's said during the video. Does everybody understand that? All right.
Well, we're back. Hello. Ethan does not have the baby.
But I don't know where she's at because he had her last.
He has not seen that baby since he was down here for Christmas.
He has seen her. I promise you, yeah.
And he went back to where is he at? Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Are you sure he didn't take her with him?
I'm positive.
Well, I don't know what he did with her.
Does that not concern you?
I mean, yeah, but like, you all not know at all where she is?
No.
Well, what can we do?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Can you put on a handler or something?
When is the last time you've seen her?
I guess more than a couple weeks ago. It was around January.
Well, he went back. Go back. January the 1st. And he did not take her with him.
Well, then I don't know. I really don't. Like, what do you do when your child's missing?
And you told us you were going to meet him tomorrow in Colonial Heights. No. What was that about?
I was gonna try to contact him again and meet me. He said he lived in Memorial Boulevard. That's where the last time that I went to go see her was.
How was you gonna contact him and said that you didn't have a phone number?
I was gonna try to message him and message him from Hattersdale. Get a hold of him.
Well, we were able to contact him and talk to him.
And he said that the last time he seen her was you come up and seen him in late November, early December. And then he came back up in December. Right. And then you came over New Year's. And you didn't bring the baby because she had the flu. I did have her with me. Me and her went because Ethan got her some Christmas stuff. You didn't have her with you because she had the flu and I didn't have her.
the grandmother.
I didn't have her with me.
He says you did.
Well, I did. I don't care what he's telling you, I did.
So when did they...
We're going to have more from the baby Evelyn murder trial for Megan Boswell that's taking place in Tennessee when we come back. You're watching Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
I still love to surf, snowboard, and of course skate. So I take Cunol Magnesium to support my muscle and bone health. Cunol's high absorption magnesium glycinate helps me get the full benefits of magnesium. Cunol, the brand I trust.
I have a structured settlement and I call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now.
I am an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth 877.
Call 877 cash now to get a $100 gift card for a free quote.
Skating for over 45 years has taken a toll on my body. I take Cunol Turmeric because it helps with healthy joints and inflammation support. Why Cunol? It has superior absorption compared to regular turmeric. Cunol, the brand I trust.
The only thing on the road faster than a race car are rising car repair costs. But with Endurance, you'll never pay for covered car repairs again.
Just 2 claims saved us over $1,700.
If I didn't have Endurance, I would have paid over $7,000 out of pocket to repair my vehicle.
So make the call. Find out how much you could save with Endurance.
Call right now to get $300 off any plan.
Call 1-833-491-1666 now.
Vehicle breakdowns are costly, but with Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
Don't wait. Visit EnduranceWarranty.com for $300 off any plan.
Give me something new. I want the real you.
That is the best idea I've ever heard.
Yes, of course we can get you more.
Rex, go! Angus MacGyver.
You know that was fun.
Just give me more.
It only takes seconds for misinformation to be posted.
An honest look at news literacy with Scripps CEO Adam Simpson.
Approach content with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Scripps News Reports. Trusting the news. Saturday night at 9. Streaming on Scripps News.
Ion is on with 3 networks to enjoy.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes, showtime.
You're going to want to see this.
It's on.
Ion, Ion Plus, and Ion Mystery.
Wow!
It's on.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
Join the case that puts you in the middle of the mystery.
The answer's in front of us.
And keeps you guessing till the very end.
It's anyone's guess who's next.
Every twist, every turn.
Everything we need to find this guy is right here.
Eye on Mystery. Join the investigation.
How are we doing, guys? We're good? Okay.
You're on very shaky ground.
That is unreal.
People wanted answers, and people started locking their doors.
I did not do it to hurt anybody. You know what it means. You know what you did, right?
Please hear me out. Please. This was a real-life soap opera.
I said, OJ, everybody thinks you're guilty.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Julia Jenae here with Kelly Krapf, who's filling in for Ted Rollins. Thanks so much for being with us. I want to draw your attention to the deliberations clock that's at the bottom of your screen. The dog park murder trial in Florida for Gerald Declan Radford has started. So the jury just got this case. They've been at it 1 minute in the case where he is accused of murder of a man because he was gay. And we heard from one of our field producers who was listening to that case very closely, talking about an emotional time inside that courtroom when the defendant was crying, listening to that 911 call in which he called. His defense counsel is arguing that you can tell he was very genuine in that call and he really was fearing for his life at that time. Argument by the defense. He chose not to take the stand, so we will see what the jury does with that case and keep you updated if there is a development. For now, let's go back into the courtroom in Tennessee. It's day 2 in the baby Evelyn murder trial. Megan Boswell is facing multiple charges, including felony murder in the death of her 15-month-old daughter, Evelyn, whose remains were found in a shed on the family's property. Now, Megan initially told state investigators that her daughter was with the child's father. Then later, she said her mother took Evelyn to a campground in Virginia, but authorities found no sign of the girl there. Let's get you back into the courtroom. We are listening to the CPS supervisor on the stand and showing the jury an interview that he did with Megan Boswell early in the investigation.
What you're saying was that? It must have been a couple days after that. New Year's. It was before New Year's because me and Hunter didn't have our New Year's. Me and Hunter went to a party on New Year's. So how long have you and Hunter been together? A couple months. Are you going to put on the ambulance or anything, or what are you going to do? Yeah, my supervisors are on their way. Okay.
And what was the conversation like that you had with Ethan whenever you dropped her off?
Well, I mean, he was really hateful with me because Hunter was there. He wouldn't even let me, like, pull up the driveway, drop her off, maybe walk it up.
Walk it up?
The driveway.
What kind of relationship do you and Ethan have now, as far as?
What do you mean?
Are you able to communicate? Are you?
I mean, no, not really. He does not want to talk to me about anything ever. He's been that way since me and her got together. He barely talks to me.
Have you communicated through text messages or anything like that? You've not sent him any text messages?
I've tried to call him and he doesn't answer me.
Have you tried through text messages to contact him?
Yeah, but he's not responding. I mean, I believe him off on his phone. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to text him. He's not responding. I've left his voicemails and stuff. He just does not answer. Does not call back.
And what are you asking in these text messages or voicemails you're leaving?
Well, I've been like, hey, can you call me? I want to see her. He just does not call back.
And do you see your real mom?
My real mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I was just wondering if she still live on West Carter's Valley.
She's not there right now. I really don't know where she's at. She's going to go to the hotel for the night.
Let's just say, if Ethan was to leave the baby with somebody, who would he leave it with?
I mean, I really don't know, because, like, I know when Ethan was in the Army, he did not talk to his family. And really, when he was gone in the Army and I had Evelyn, we really didn't talk much. Which is why we're not together now. I mean, he just feel like months and weeks without talking to me. Never really helped me out with her the whole time that I had her and he was in the Army. So, I mean, I really don't know who he talks to, who he fools around with or nothing.
He didn't talk to his grandfather or the ones...
I mean, I guess he did when he came up here, but, like, as far as I knew, any time that, like, they tried to contact him, he just didn't respond. This guy named Paul's not his grandfather, but it's, like, his step-grandfather, and he would, like, all the time ask him about Ethan, and Ethan wouldn't talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know. I really could not tell you. He just kind of, like, stopped talking to his family. They didn't really help him out while he was here, or went to the Army.
And you don't have a phone?
No, I use others.
You need to get your phone.
Okay. Do you want a description of her? Do you want me to try to find pictures of her? Or?
Yeah, we'll need a description of her. I'm worried about, too, the broke arm.
I don't think she ever took her to the hospital and found out it was broke, though. I just know it was bruised. And that's all I know. I mean, I won't lie to you, when she was with me, there were a couple times that when she was trying to walk, she was like falling bruise her cheek, you know what I'm saying? But, like, she was never bruised. I never whipped her. Like, I can't whip a kid. You know what I mean? I know some people disagree with that. Like, I mean, I just can't.
I mean, they're going to fall when they...
Well, yeah, but I mean, whenever that happened also, my dad was like, Mama called and said that you abused her because she has a bruise on her cheek. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, because for one, like, I never hit that baby. Ever. And I wouldn't, you know. Because when kids are bad, like, you know, bad, I believe, like, oh, you should take a toy away from them or something. Like, but like I said, a lot of people disagree with that. But, like, you should spank your kids, but I'm not one of those people.
Now, when you gave the baby to Ethan, what did you do with all your stuff for the baby? Because when we went to the house, there was no baby stuff.
Some for baby stuff is there, but I gave him about all of her clothes. And the only, like, bottles I had for her was just, like, one sippy cup. And it wasn't even like a sippy cup. It was like one of the kids' like new pink cups. You know what I'm talking about, like the straws in it? She's already switched the straws. And I mean, I really only kept that from the car because if nothing else, I would just like go buy like little plastic straws and give her stuff out of cups. And then I had baby stuff at like a mommy's and stuff like that. My grandma's. And the car seats in Hunter's truck. Her car seat.
Is that what you were going to use to pick her up tomorrow with?
Yeah, the car seat's in the truck. Well, we take the Lexus to go get her, don't get me wrong, but the car seat is in the truck.
So, tomorrow at 4, who were we going to meet down there?
I didn't even know he went back. I thought he was still up here. To be honest with you, because he really did not tell me anything.
And when did you make the arrangement to meet him tomorrow? Then, like, when was that discussed with you?
I mean, it's been a long time ago.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the 19th, right? Today's 18th, yeah, the date's right.
Was it after he took Evelyn with him?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he got mad because he asked me if I have custody over it, and I said you'll have to take me to court over it. I was like, I would not keep her from you, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, if you want to have custody, we're going to go to court and it's going to be set up like the right way. But I'm not just sign half of over to you, you know what I mean?
When did that happen? When did he get mad about that? So
It was like the day of Christmas.
When did you all officially break up?
Sometime in November, I don't know, to be honest with you.
When you went down there to see him?
Yeah.
whenever you and Ethan went to that party, whose house was that party at?
Me and Hunter went, and it was at Scott and Clint's house that Hunter's friend with.
You and Hunter went to a New Year's Eve party?
Yeah. Hunter's first name was Preston. I'm sorry if that confuses you. I've always called him Hunter.
It's fine. Went to a New Year's Eve party. Where was that at?
It was in Piney Flat at Clint's house.
At Clint's?
Yeah.
Who is Clint? Just a friend?
It's one of Hunter's friends.
We're stepping aside to get in a break, but we'll get you in for more of what we are watching, a police interview or CPS interview there with the defendant. But this was before she let them know she was with Evelyn when she died. Stay with us. A 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell found dead on her family's compound.
This case is unlike anything I've ever been involved in.
Her own teenage mother charged with little Evelyn's murder. Tonight on Closing Arguments, Karen Reed back in court as she prepares to stand trial once again for the murder of Officer John O'Keefe. We have the very latest from today's big hearing.
Closing Arguments, tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
As a cardiologist, when I put my patients on a statin to reduce cholesterol, I also tell them it can deplete their CoQ10 levels. I recommend taking Cunol CoQ10. Cunol has 3 times better absorption than regular CoQ10. Cunol, the brand I trust.
1, 2, 3, I am proud to be able to be on the first ever HBCU gymnastics team. This is how we'll do it! To be able to show off my talents at a HBCU is very honoring.
They're consistently caring.
There she is.
Reliably relatable.
It's a cleaning comforter. You can wash these?
And dependably honest.
Got everything? Everything but happiness.
Hilariously, brutally honest.
Austin says I don't listen enough.
Does he also say you drink too much? Because that's coming. How else does a kid learn?
Encouragement, positive role models, cash if you're tired.
One of today's funniest shows, The Counters. Weeknights starting 11/10 Central on Laugh More.
You go get him, Tiger.
Oh, yeah.
His identity, a mystery.
Who is he?
His sword, lightning fast.
I challenge you!
His name,
Zorro!
Zorro. Tuesdays starting 5/4 Central on Grid Extra.
Growing up, my mom was a local news anchor, and even when I was little, I saw my mom speak to people that you would never get an opportunity to speak with. That seemed interesting and also fulfilling to me. What sets Scripps News apart, we travel to the story. We talk to the people on the ground to bring the viewer details that impacts actual people's lives.
Liz Landers, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
I've worked hard all my life. I learned the secret to success is speaking in your authentic voice. And I bring that lesson to my show every morning.
Opening Statement with Julie Grant. Weekday mornings at 8, 7 Central. Only on Court TV.
Join the case that puts you in the middle of the mystery.
The answer's in front of us.
And keeps you guessing till the very end.
It's anyone's guess who's next.
Every twist, every turn.
Everything we need to find this guy is right here.
Eye on Mystery. Join the investigation. Ion is on with 3 networks to enjoy.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes. Showtime.
You're gonna want to see this.
It's on. Ion, Ion Plus, and Ion Mystery.
Wow!
It's on.
Jesse Palmer?
So you do remember me, and I know you haven't been watching.
TV's expensive.
Not with Tableau. Pay once and watch happily ever after. You can record too. Learn more at TableauTV.com. It's not fantasy, it's reality.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. Let's return to Tennessee, where it's day 2 of the baby Evelyn murder trial that we've been following.
Defendant Megan Boswell faces multiple charges, including felony murder in the death of her daughter, 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. She was found dead back in March of 2020 on a family member's property. If convicted, Megan could face life in prison without the possibility of parole. Still with us, criminal defense attorney Jeffrey Wolf. Jeffrey, thanks so much for sticking around and watching this case unfold. It's a big one for us here at Court TV. A lot of viewer interest in this one. It's a sad and tragic situation. Defense counsel trying to say that she did not murder him. Let's look at the other possibilities here. What are you taking away so far from what we've seen today?
Well, I mean, we're seeing a completely different Megan Boswell on this other video, right? We're seeing the manipulation that the prosecution is pointing to now, because we're not seeing somebody who appears to be desperately coming up with lies. We're seeing somebody who is presenting as a completely different young lady, just seamlessly weaving lie after lie after lie to this interviewer. And that starts to make a jury think that they're looking at a sociopath, that they're seeing somebody who can put on different masks and different faces depending on who they're talking to and what version of themselves they need to present. And so that makes it harder to have the tears when the confession ultimately is coming through that she was with the baby when the baby passed as anything other than crocodile tears. And so the defense is going to have some work ahead of them to show that the reason for these lies and the reason for putting on this mask was fear and not trying to get away with something here, because this presentation of Megan Boswell is so starkly in contrast to somebody who looks scared.
And this video that we're about to watch when we go back into the courtroom, this is from February 18th. It's February 25 when she finally tells police that she was there and wrapped her child in that blanket after she died, and she tried CPR and it didn't work. Let's go back in. Again, we're listening to CPS. The supervisor is on the stand, and the interview they did with Megan Boswell is being played for the jury.